Just took, could you imagine this? Let me think about it. Do you have a business card? Yeah, absolutely. Here it is. Just let me know when you're ready. No. No. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to today's video. This is a video that you're actually going to be able to watch it and retain information and things that you can go out there and use. We're going to be breaking down a sales cycle. Most of it's going to be applied to fiber optics, but it's applied across the board, okay? Step one, it's going to be immediate control of the sale. Anytime that we knock on a door or have a conversation, it is important that we gain immediate control of that sale. We're the expert. We're supposed to be guiding the customer, okay? Number two is going to be asking intelligent questions. Or qualifying, right? And then step three is going to be building rapport. 1, 2, and 3 kind of happen all at the same time. So whenever we go and knock on the door, hey, how's it going? My name's Christian. I'm with X Fiber. We're the company that's been out here doing all that construction work about a year or so ago. You kind of remember that? Yep. Awesome. Reason I'm out here is we recently had a surge of people switching over to X Fiber. Whenever that happens, it just kind of causes a domino effect. We're going to have installers working out in the area. So they send me around to kind of touch base with you guys. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the neighbors I'm talking to, it sounds like you guys are on Xfinity, just the internet, paying between $80 and $120 a month. Does that sound about right? Boom. Yep. Okay. Sweet. Absolute no-brainer for you guys. So there's different ways to qualifying. There's different ways to build rapport. There's different ways to do the introduction, but having your step 1, 2, and 3 down and having it so it's consistent and you can repeat it back is absolute key. So having step 1, 2, and 3 down is absolutely crucial. Remember, it's basically just your intro, qualify, and building rapport. They all happen together. So just to kind of recap on that, remember, is whenever you approach that door, it's taking immediate control of the sale. Hey, don't worry, I'll be quick and I'll get the heck out of your hair. My name's Christian, I'm with X Fiber. We're the fiber optic company that's been doing all that construction work. If you're doing fiber optic, that's one of the easiest get-ins, and then be like, oh, okay, yes, I know who you guys are. Perfect. Reason I'm out here, you know, who, why, where, or who, why, what. Who I am, why I'm here, and what we're doing. It's easy. So, hey, how's it going? Don't worry, I'll be quick, and then I'll get the heck out of your hair. My name's Christian. I'm with X Fiber. We're the fiber optic company that's been out here doing all that construction work. The reason I'm out here is because recently we had a surge of people switching over to X Fiber. It just means that we're going to have a wave of installers working out in the area. So they send me around, just kind of touch base with you guys. And then, like I said, I get the heck out of your hair, but I'm going to shoot you straight. Does that work? Perfect. Most of your neighbors I'm talking to, it sounds like you guys are on Xfinity, just the internet, paying between $80 and $120 a month. That sound about right? Absolutely. That's what I'm hearing across the board. By the way, it's an absolute no-brainer. That's all I need to qualify to see if it's even worth 30 seconds of your time. Now, you can go into further qualifying question. What do you guys use the internet for? You know, do you guys have 4K TVs? Do you guys work from home? Are there any gamers in the household? Is reliability important? You know, doing a speed test with them. You know, seeing what kind of speeds that they are getting. You know, most of the people that, you know, we're flipping over, if they're not on another fiber company, you know, they're coming from coax, you know, such as like Comcast, Spectrum, Xfinity. Making sure that you have step 1, 2, and 3 down is crucial. Making sure that you have a good introduction, making sure that you're taking control of every conversation, immediate control. Qualifying. There's no sense in sitting there talking to somebody forever if they're not, you know, someone that's qualified for what it is that you're trying to sell, and building rapport. So whenever you get through it, just to kind of recap, you know, it can go as simple as this. Hey, how's it going? Don't worry, I'll be quick, and then I'll get the heck out of your hair. My name's Christian. I'm with X Fiber. We're the fiber optic company that's been doing all this construction work out here about a year or so ago. Does that sound about right? Absolutely. So the reason I'm here is because we've had a surge of people switching over to X Fiber. It just means that we're going to have installers working out in the area, so they send me out kind of retouch base with you guys. But I'm going to shoot you straight. Is that fair? Most of your neighbors that I'm talking to, it sounds like you guys are on Xfinity, just the internet, paying between 80 and 120 bucks a month. That sound right? Absolute no-brainer. That's all I need to qualify to see if it's even worth 30 seconds of your time. Let me ask you this. What are you guys using on the internet? I see you got the Ring doorbell. Anyone work from home? You guys streaming a lot? 4K TVs? This is where you can really dive in with the qualifying. So whenever we're qualifying, especially on fiber optics, there's these many qualifying questions. But 9 times out of 10, we're going over about that many, just depending on what actually pertains to the customer. For an example, is I'm not going to go over ping rates and how well their gaming experience is going to be if they don't have any gamers in the home. So working from home, are you guys high internet users? Here's a fun little Rapport one. Do you guys need it quicker than Jimmy John's, or do you just need it fast and cheap? Little things like that. Compliment something at their door. You're doing all of this simultaneously, just trying to get your foot in the door and a conversation going. If they're qualified and they're paying between that price, which is normally kind of what I use as a basis, even if they're paying closer, even if they're paying the same price, even if it's a little bit lower and they have a bad experience with their current service, it's still a no-brainer that can be justified because, again, this is fiber optic internet. There's just so much that you can do because majority of the people are already on the internet. So you're going to a door and providing a far superior service 90% of the time for a cheaper price. So really making sure that you got steps 1, 2, and 3 down so you can go on to the other steps. It's almost like a syntax. Okay, so step 1, immediate control of the sale. Step 2, qualifying, asking smart questions. Step 3 is developing rapport. Do all 3 of them at the same time, and then we can go on to step 4, which is going to be your transition into the presentation. Hey, based on everything that we've talked about, this is an absolute no-brainer. Perfect. Are you guys aware of fiber optics, or do you guys know that much about it? More than likely, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, oh yeah, a little bit, I know that's faster. This is going into the presentation, right? So there's your step 4, just a little transition. Just something to get away from qualifying and then start rapid firing the presentation. Hey, based on what we talked about, it's an absolute no-brainer. Let me ask you this. Are you familiar with the fiber optics at all? 9 times out of 10, again, they're going to say, a little bit. Fiber optics have come such a long way than what it was, 5 to 7 years ago. A little bit, I just know that it's faster. Perfect. Fiber optics is the fastest internet in the country. Quite literally, it's quicker than Jimmy John's. It's also the most reliable line in the country. Most people don't realize that going into the presentation now, okay. So most people don't realize, too, that whenever you're on fiber optics, you're no longer on a shared connection. Right now, on that coax copper line, you're sharing it with everyone in the neighborhood, essentially. So that means during busy times, you guys probably notice it slow down. The best way to describe this is that, could you imagine if everyone in the neighborhood went and turned on all their water faucets and showers and everything, and then you went to go pop in the shower, you'd probably have bad water pressure, right? Absolutely. So step 4 is your transition. Step 5 is the presentation. The transition is just a little one line or two. Just to kind of work from, we've qualified, it makes sense for you. Now, let me explain the product to you. Right? Especially whenever we're in the presentation, no matter how it is, and we can go further into that in another video, but at least towards the end, or wherever you have to use it, sometimes I have to let off one of my pieces of ammo just to kind of keep their attention, but towards the end of the presentation, this is where you can kind of unload on what ammunition that you have. Hey, most people don't realize that when we come out to do the install, your current service doesn't get affected. Basically what that means is that we'll prove the fiber before you even cancel with them guys. The mindset is that if we're faster, more reliable, and we can save you some money every month, you're most likely going to end up sticking with me, right? And then we can go into, hey, right now, we're doing a free install because they send me out here, and I'm also able to provide you guys a free month of service. We supply all the equipment at no additional cost. Our gig, we'll just say for this campaign, our gig over gig speed, $70 a month flat. It's a one and done. We're no contract, no early termination fees or anything like that. So make sure you're integrating that into your presentation, and then let it flow off into step 6, which would be assuming the order. Hey, something that we kind of like to end it off with is, the mindset is that if we can get it in the home, get it up and running, improve the fiber, if we're faster, more reliable, and can save you guys some money every month, you're most likely going to stick with me, right? Yeah, that's a hard question. That's hard to get away from, right? So for me, whenever I get into step 6, we're assuming the order, it will be something like this. Let me ask you this. Do you guys tend to be more available on weekdays or weekends? That's not very hard, right? I'm not asking, would you like to sign up with fiber optics, sir? Can I put you on my installation list, sir? Are you ready? No. Are you kidding me? No. Let me ask you this. Do you guys tend to be more available on weekdays or weekends? Weekdays? Perfect. Hey, most people don't realize that whenever we schedule your install, we're not going to make you wait around all day like them guys. We got 2-hour time slots. So like we could put you in if, let's say we're on Tuesday now, Friday. Would that be a good day? Possibly. I got like 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to noon, noon to 3, 3 to 5, and maybe a 5 to 7. Would any of them time slots work? Yep. If we were to do an install, yep. Perfect. So here's what we can do. Boom, just going right in the order. But that's not how it always works, right? So that's how I always like to at least assume the order. Do you guys tend to be more available on weekdays or weekends? Weekends. Hey, most people don't realize that, we do installs on Saturdays. What I can do is I can put you on my list for Saturday. You guys can take the time from now to then to think about it further, but it is fiber optics. More than likely, you guys are going to end up doing it. It's just basic info. Again, this is no contract, no early termination fees or anything like that. And plus, at the end of the day, it's fiber. This is where step 7 and step 8 will kind of come into play. Step 7 is going to be deflecting the rejection. Whenever you go and ask for the order the first time, hey, I can get you on my install schedule for this Saturday because, you said weekday or weekends work best because weekdays are always hectic with work and soccer practice and all that. Perfect. Get you in on Saturday. Oh, well, I need to think about it. Step 7 is deflecting the rejection. I need to talk to my wife. I need to do more research. I need to see what the neighbors think. 9 times out of 10, whenever you get through all of them steps and then to present and ask for the order, you're going to get hit with a rejection of some sort. Do I have to do it right this second? Do you have a business card? And I'm going to tell you that 9 times out of 10, these are smoke flares. Whatever it is that they say after we've already went that part and went through that, 9 times out of 10, whatever they say right there is going to be a smoke screen. Do you have a business card? I absolutely do. But here's what we can do. That's exactly why I'm here. Let me think about it. Yeah, absolutely. What is it that you think that you guys need to think about? I just want to make sure that you have all the information. Is it, the fiber? Are you concerned about it not being a fiber service than what you guys currently have? Is it the price? Kind of what's going on? What is it furthermore that you guys need to think about? Ask direct. Being just genuine. I need to think about it. Absolutely. Let me ask you, what is it specifically that you need to think on a little bit more? Oh, well, I need to make sure that my wife is on board. Perfect. That's great. That means we just took, could you imagine this? Let me think about it. Do you have a business card? Yeah, absolutely. Here it is. Just let me know when you're ready. No. Let me think about it. Absolutely. What is it furthermore do you need to think about? I need to talk to my wife a little bit more. Or how do you guys do the install? Are you guys going to be messing up my yard? Me and the way that my pitch is, whatever it is that they say, are you guys going to have to dig up my yard? Oh, yes, we're going to have to dig up the entire yard. Just kidding. Nope, this is all that we're going to do. Is the price going to go up? Every single month it's going to go up. I'm just kidding. What are the equipment fees? It's only a couple $100. I'm just kidding. It's all included. Just kind of being comfortable with any of that. So, but just to kind of re-simplify this, and so don't get too much off track, that way we're keeping the value here. You go from step 5, the presentation, to step 6, asking for the order. If you get the order right then and there, awesome. 9 times out of 10 though, that's not going to happen. You're going to get a smoke screen, which is step 7, deflecting that rejection. Whatever it may be, let me think about it. Absolutely. Let me ask you this. What is it more that you guys need to think about? Being direct. I just need to do some more research. Absolutely. I've been in this business a very long time. What is it more that you would need to kind of do research? Is it just because with the fiber optics? One thing I always like to bring up is, do you remember DSL way back in the day? And then the coax copper line came out and it was the holy grail. Now it's fiber optics. If you remember that way back whenever the cable lines started coming out and all that, this is that happening all over again. But fiber optics, it's not new. It's just new here. Or if I'm working rework area. Hey, we've been out here almost a year. About a year. I mean, the way the incentives are set up right now is a complete free install, the first month of service for free. We supply all the equipment. We'll prove it before you even cancel with them guys. If we're going to be faster, more reliable, and save you guys some money every month, you're most likely going to stick with me, right? Absolutely. And then also, depending on what campaign you're with, you can soft sell. I don't necessarily like saying soft sell, but you can kind of soft sell your way into it. Because with certain campaigns, it's just basic information. You're talking your name, date of birth, contact email, phone number, service address, and that's basically it. And occasionally a kickback for the last 4. That's as much information that you'll find on Facebook, right? So if you're using that and you're with a campaign that's like that, hey, I need to think about, what is it furthermore you need to think about? I need to run it by the Y. Perfect. Not a problem. If Saturdays are going to work out best for you, I can get you guys on my schedule this Saturday. I can at least put your name down on my list. It'll save all them incentives, because remember, I have the first month of service for free. It's something you can't even get online or anything. Worst case scenario is that you guys don't end up wanting to do it. No problem. Just text cancel or let me know. Again, none of this is no contract or no obligation. But again, this is fiber optics. It's the fastest internet in the country, right? So whenever you deflect that rejection, you're essentially just looping back, right? So loop back into the presentation, whatever it may be, reiterate some benefits, and then reassume the order. Saturday works out good. Do you think an 8 to 10 would be better, or noon to 3?